Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sedgwick County Board of County Commission meeting today. I want to welcome all of you that are joining us online, on those that are on Facebook, YouTube, and all of you here in person today. We're glad you're joining us. If you look at the order of business today, we always encourage you that you could have picked up a meeting agenda packet when you walked in the room this morning. That way you can follow along with all the items that we're discussing here at the County Commission. Now you can also access all the supporting documents too at sedgwickcounty.gov. We always encourage you to do that. It's a big packet with lots of supporting documents that we all have access to. We encourage the public to access those as well. We've got a wonderful meeting today with a great proclamation and wonderful good county news that we're going to celebrate. Good business to encounter today, so I'm going to get us started. Let's call this meeting to order for Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. Madam Clerk, first item, please.
Invocation to be observed by a moment of silence. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item.
Roll call. Commissioner Blubaugh.
Present.
Commissioner Wise.
Present.
Commissioner Howe.
Present.
Commissioner Meitzner.
Present.
Chairman Beatty.
Present. Next item.
County announcements.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioner. Thank you, Chairman, for being here today. We start with county announcements. We begin with the Department of Corrections are going to honor graduates from the Drug Court program. Later this week, Intensive Supervising Officer Norvette Jaquez is here to talk more about the ceremony.
A wonderful day tomorrow. Welcome. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, it's a great day tomorrow. Good morning to everybody. Tomorrow we'll be having our drug court graduation. We have 25 participants that over the last year completed the program, and tomorrow we'll be celebrating that success and celebrating those clients. The challenge we do have is it's been over a year for some of them, so getting them to come back has been a challenge, but we look forward to the opportunity to just celebrate them and acknowledge the hard work they've done in the program. So,
well, we appreciate that. Drug court's a specialty court that we've had a lot of success in. It's a partnership, obviously, through the judicial court system, but corrections is heavily involved in this. How does someone get assigned to drug court? What does the program look like for the community to understand?
The referral process to come into the drug court program, we get referrals from other ISOs. We get referrals from defense attorneys, and we also get self-referrals, if I could say that. A client, maybe they're on probation for a Senate bill case, a Senate bill 123, a drug case, and they decide, I need the structure of drug court. I need the intense supervision of drug court, and they can voluntarily come into the program. So we get our referrals from several resources. The population that we serve is felony level probationers who their underlying situation is they're most likely not going to be successful on probation because of the addiction, the underlying addiction, and drug court is geared towards addressing that and hopefully reducing recidivism and getting them on the right track. So
the program itself is pretty intense. How long does it last, and is this a benefit to the community? I think that's the bottom line. Is the community seeing a benefit? Is this a successful program for Sedgwick County?
It's a successful program for Sedgwick County. The length of the program, 18 to 24 months. It's a success when we can reduce the crime rate, we can reduce the jail population. Those are successes for us. If somebody can beat their addiction and move over into recovery, they're less likely to commit new crimes. And that's the purpose of our program, is to give the participants the opportunity to come into sobriety, come into recovery, and lead productive lives. Some of the testimonies we receive in the program clients say, for the first time, I've held a job for 6 months, or for the first time in 5 years, I'm invited to the family Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So those are some of the successes and some of the wins, and I think when they win, the county wins.
That's right. Well, we appreciate the specialty court, the presiding judge, the judicial support that we get, but we sincerely appreciate the involvement with corrections and that you are leading in this program. Corrections has been a big topic of conversation
Yes,
here at the
it
county
has.
and across the state here. And one of the things that you and I talked before, I think one of the great benefits of the conversations we've been having around corrections and the formula, the funding formula, is we've raised awareness of all that it is corrections does in this community and the impact you have in the public safety ecosystem. This is just one other example of the benefits that we have with having great corrections and community corrections programming here. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
And the next, a reminder that the 2025 general election canvass will take place tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. in the Sedgwick County Election Office. The general election audit took place successfully Monday morning, 100% accuracy. And then some good news as well. The 2025 Sedgwick County Community Survey was published successfully and began distribution late last week. Residents randomly selected to receive a survey through whether that was email, text, message, and they'll be getting them in the mail. We anticipate later this week as well. This is an official county survey for residents. Just a note for the public, you will be prompted to enter an address. That's just to make sure that we're confirming only county residents are receiving it, as well as taking the survey and making sure that all areas of the county are represented as well. And then we also have the Sheriff's Office here today, Public Information Officer Brandon Stitt, here to discuss a major award recently given out to the department last week, as well as a few other timely updates.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brandon Stitt, Sheriff's Office. So we're going to delay just a tiny bit because Deputy Paul Scarpita, who got an award, is not here yet, went to the wrong spot. So first we'll talk about the holiday food box drive. We've talked about this multiple times over the past year, but we have started collecting names for individuals that the Sheriff's Office Benefit Fund will distribute to roughly 400 families within Sedgwick County who are in need of food during that time of year. We'll have 2 boxes, so 800 boxes will be packaged at the Dillon's Warehouse, 215th and Kellogg. And we also partner with Harvey County Holiday Helpers, so Newton Police Department, Harvey County, Sedgwick County Fire District 1 will all gather on the 10th of December out there in Goddard to package these boxes, and then they'll be distributed. You guys, the Commissioner Wise, Commissioner Blueball, you didn't see the video. I think I've mentioned it before, but these people truly appreciate this service. This is going to be the 36th year that the Benefit Fund has been able to do this for the community, and we're very happy with it. We're always accepting donations. We've talked about that previously, but they did meet their goal, so everything will go as planned. So we're very, very happy with that news.
Any questions on the food bank stuff? Brandon, this deserves its own announcement. Thank you so much to the Sheriff's Office for all that you guys do, especially this time of year. It raises awareness to the need, but it also it takes the officers and the deputies and puts them into the community. And give our thanks to Sheriff Easter, too, for this. I know we're going to do a celebration of an award. That I have no problem. I don't think the commission has any problem going out of order today since the deputy's on his way over. So we can finish county announcements. We can go through and do proclamations, and then we can pause at any time when he walks in to do this because we want to pause and honor because it's a big deal that we want.
This is a big deal.
So don't go anywhere. When they come, we'll pause what we're doing, or we'll wait until we finish it, and then we'll honor him as he deserves that honor.
Very good. Thank you, Chairman.
Yeah. Commissioner Meinster, you might have had a question on...
Yeah, on the survey.
Yes.
Can you, I think for the public, and remind how many numbers are going out? We had a nice email summary about, and just the fact that I know the survey team had a chance to visit with each of us. It's been put together, and we had a lot of questions and assurances that maybe duplicate responses and a fair distribution. I'm very comfortable with what you're doing. Maybe you could give a few numbers.
Yeah, so the questions and the format of the survey was formulated with our communications staff, and then as well leadership of the county, as well as brought to all of you commissioners for approval as well. They went out to more than 75,000 emails, all of this through registered voters in our database, and then as well more than just about 50,000 text messages. We also have 15,000 mailers that are going to be going out, we hope, later today, and that's distributed evenly between all 5 districts. 3,000 will be going out to each district. So.
Okay. Thank you.
So I received a text. Does that mean I'm one of your special picks? Okay. I took the survey. It didn't take much time at all. It was really easy. The questions were really good. So great job on that.
Yeah, thank you. We've gotten great feedback, great responses. We're on track to reach all the goals that we wanted to as far as getting a fair feedback.
That's great. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, commissioners, any other questions on community announcements or county announcements? Okay, seeing none, Brandon, appreciate it. Okay, Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Public agenda.
Okay, we have 2 people that have signed up for public agenda. When we call your name, you're welcome to come right up to the podium. Our friend, the county clerk, will give you 5 minutes, and she'll alert you when the time has expired. When you come to the podium, if you can give your name and address for the record, it would be helpful. First up, Mr. Andrew Crane. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Commissioner. Andrew Crane, 300 West Douglas Avenue, Guiding Paws, ICT. And that I wanted to touch on a couple of things. One is the learning about, I was at a state thing with the National Federation of the Blind that we had this past first of November here, and one of the legislative and state big time issues was testing, and for blind and low vision and disability community, and one that I think the commission needs to be aware of, because the State House to get the testing in Braille or in large print. Schools are not doing that. And for even the ACT or college testing is not feasible for blind or low vision folks. And this is something that really kind of ticks me off, that, you know, teachers and staff with the school system is not taking the initiative to get the testing in Braille or in large print for folks. And this is one that the state really needs to take initiative of, and the Department of Ed really needs to get their act together and start pushing for that. And then secondly, I wanted to, for Commissioner Beatty, on the big housing initiative, and I don't know if you guys were, listening in on at the city council meeting, but the downtown apartments are not taking the vouchers, and that, for the disability community and for myself that are trying to get an apartment downtown and live life efficiently, and also work downtown, would like to have an apartment in downtown Wichita that is that takes the Section 8 voucher. And I am a little bit ticked off that the downtown apartments are not taking the vouchers, and that the city of Wichita does not think past into their noses on when they get the apartments and it's not accessible. And elevators are not accessible, and other buildings that are not accessible to the disability community. And it's something that the commission really needs to come together with the city of Wichita and work together on that, and housing, because I was reading that the federal government has action that the apartment managers need to be able to take those vouchers. Other cities do it. Why can't Wichita do it?
Okay, Andrew, thank you so much. Any questions or comments for Andrew? Okay, seeing none. Obviously, you and I have talked. I'm going to do a little research, Andrew. The housing department's over at the city of Wichita, not the county, so I don't understand fully the Section 8 voucher requirements and what is or isn't required, and the relationship with private landlords and private developers. So I'm happy to do some research on that. Obviously, the ADA piece, that is a piece with MABCD that we care deeply about, so we'll make sure that all of that is in compliance. But I'll do a little research on that, and then you and I are meeting, I think, in a couple of weeks, so we'll iron all that out. Okay, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next up, Faith Martin. Good morning, Faith. Welcome.
Hi, Faith Martin, 608 South Drury. Just a quick question. Are you taking public comment on new business, or do I need to make all my comments now?
No, all the comments will be here in the public comment section. Yeah, thanks for asking.
So 2 things then, and I'll try to be brief on the first one. I have supported this board as we didn't want to exceed the revenue neutral rate. I have supported this board when it came to how we're trying to be fiscally responsible with taxpayer dollars. And I've talked repeatedly about the large sum of money going to WSU every year. I see another capital campaign now, and I'm very concerned that $1 million is going to go towards that school again. I haven't heard the report yet, which is why I didn't want to make public comment before, but I would be strongly opposed when we are so tight and so lean and have very little wiggle room to provide the services that county residents need to give another $1 million away. So that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm actually here on behalf of the Cedric Lofton Action Committee. As many of you know, Cedric Lofton was a 17-year-old boy that was murdered while in custody at the Sedgwick County Juvenile Intake and Assessment Center. Staff placed him in a prone face-down restraint, held pressure on his back. The coroner ruled the death a homicide and found that someone had died at the hands of others while in custody. I received this pin when we went up to the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, where they denied qualified immunity to the 5 JIAC officers and affirmed that the case can go to jury. I was hoping to meet with all of you individually to talk about this. Unfortunately, that was not able to happen, so all I have left to me is public comment. Court documents report that Lofton was held prone and restrained for roughly 30 to 40 minutes, which is why our pin says 39 minutes. The criminal prosecutor declined to bring criminal charges. However, civil litigation is moving forward, and the appeals court decision underlines the ask that the Action Committee asked today. We should not be employing people at county facilities who are involved in the actions that cause a juvenile's death. The coroner called it a homicide, and that is not a difference of opinion. It's a medical finding that someone died at the hands of others while in county custody. Like I said, the 10th Circuit found that this case must be decided by a jury, and they refused to shield these officers with qualified immunity. That means this is not trivial or justified. It's justified use of, it's not a justified use of force. Appellate judges really had questions about this, and that's why they stripped qualified immunity. At the end of the day, holding a 135-pound 17-year-old with pressure on his back for 39 minutes is dangerous, and a court noted that a reasonable officer would have perceived the threat had passed, so negligence at a minimum and worse, conduct that cost a life. The county must lead, as you have been doing for the most of your tenure, with safety and accountability. You fund the departments that need to be funded because the public cares about safety and accountability. Keeping officers on staff, even on administrative leave, undermines public trust, causes trauma to families and staff who follow the rules, and signals that the county tolerates deadly outcomes. We specifically request that you fire the JIAC staff who directly participated in the restraint that led to Cedric Lofton's death, due to the coroner's homicide finding and the appellate's court refusal to grant qualified immunity. I will stand for questions, but I think we've been talking about this for years now, and it's important to give this family some closure and some justice.
Okay. Faith, thank you so much for your comments. In regards to the first item you mentioned, that's item E today. So I hope you hang around, listen to the conversation, and to any of the questions that may come up from the bench. On the second item, obviously, as you know, this is pending litigation. We're not at liberty to speak on these things. That's pending litigation. But any questions on Faith's comments regarding item E? Okay, appreciate it. Hang tight, and we'll get to that shortly.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Okay. That concludes public comment. So I'll make a motion to receive and file public comment. Second. Okay, a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Blubow?
Aye.
Commissioner Wise?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Meitzner?
Aye.
Chairman Beatty?
All right. Okay, before we move into proclamations, does the commission have any problems if we go a little out of order and go back to county announcements and invite Brandon Stitt back from the sheriff's office? Okay, Brandon, come on down.
Well, someone's running the computer for me. I appreciate that very much. All right. Thank you again, Commissioners, very much. Brandon Stitt with the Sheriff's Office. And today we're going to recognize Deputy Paul Scarpita. He's here with me right now. And Deputy Scarpita was recognized, and this is it's an honorable award. He was honored by the Kansas Sheriff's Association last week on the 6th at Kansas Star Casino during the Kansas Sheriff's Association conference for being the detention deputy, or they say officer of the year. This is the first time ever that the Kansas Sheriff's Association has recognized a detention deputy of the year. And so we're very proud of Deputy Scarpita for his actions from, it was in April when an incident happened that led to this award. I would like to invite Colonel Schechter, who's the jail administrator, up to just kind of talk about what this means for the Sheriff's Office, the morale of the Sheriff's Office and our detention deputies to see that they are recognized as the same. They are part of the team of the
Absolutely.
Sheriff's Office, and it isn't a separation between detention and commissioned. It's one team.
That's great. Yeah. Colonel, welcome.
Good morning, Commissioners. Yes, this was a great award to really recognize the professionalism of our organization. That's something that Sheriff Easter preaches on a regular basis, that we are a very professional sheriff's office in the state. We believe in our training, believe in preparing our people, and Paul serves as an excellent example of that professionalism, especially working inside the jail, working in some of our more dangerous housing units where Paul works on a regular basis. He's been recognized by his peers in this award also for his professionalism in working with our mental health population, our restrictive housing population, some of our very problematic inmates. So I really appreciate all the hard work that Paul does as a member of the team. And Paul, is anything he would like to talk about?
Yeah, Paul, welcome. Detention Deputy of the Year.
Thank you again, Commissioners, for allowing me to be here. It's a huge honor. I'm never usually someone that gets recognized this much. So for the Sheriff's Office to give me this recognition, it's tremendous. It'll continue to incentivize me to work hard and work with a passion. Serving my community is a great honor. It's been my life goal. I want to give back. So to have the ability to do that from the Colonel and the Sheriff, it's an amazing feeling. And I hope to continue serving my community in a positive light and help make a difference each day I'm there for many years to come.
Yeah. Well, Deputy, being recognized in this way, I think, is incredible from the entire Kansas Sheriff's Association, recognizing your work. And your work's important in the jail because the vast majority of these individuals, some are going to move on to another stay somewhere else, but the vast majority of these individuals are coming back to our community. And while they're under your authority and while you're interacting with them, you have an incredible opportunity to shape that individual while they're there, and to impact that individual before they return back to our community. So we're grateful for the work that you do there. You have a hard job. You have a very difficult job, and to know you do it with passion and you do it with sincerity and you take this job as serious as you do, not only do we recognize you, but it's really, I love the fact that the entire Sheriff's Association is now recognizing the work you do and the value you and your peers do in that jail. So congratulations. Thank you. We appreciate all the work that you've done.
Thank you.
Deputy, hang tight, because right after this, we're going to do a proclamation. Then we want to get some pictures with you and celebrate. So if you don't mind just hanging tight a little bit, I'm sure the colonel will give you a little bit more time from having to head back. And then, so just a few more minutes, we'll do a proclamation, and we'll all get some pictures together. What a good deal. Okay, Madam Clerk, next item.
Proclamations, item A, proclamation declaring National Adoption Month.
Okay, wonderful proclamation we're excited to celebrate today. It's a proclamation of Sedgwick County, Kansas. Whereas Sedgwick County believes, along with the nation, that foster children deserve safe, permanent, and loving families through adoption if they cannot safely return home. And whereas there are 47 foster youth without an adoptive resource waiting to be adopted. And whereas the number of children in foster care has been increasing, and many of those children who are adopted have a better chance in life. And whereas brothers and sisters who are separated in the foster care system yearn to be adopted by the same family. Whereas Ember Hope Connections helped families adopt 161 foster children since November of 2024. And whereas Ember Hope Connections will be acknowledging November as National Adoption Month. And on Saturday, November 22nd, Ember Hope Connections will host an adoption celebration to celebrate the adoptions of 37 foster children by 21 families here in November. Now, therefore, it be resolved that I, Chairman Ryan Beatty, and the Board of Sedgwick County Commissioners do hereby proclaim November 2025 as National Adoption Month in Sedgwick County in the hope that people of this county will open their homes and adopt Kansas children from the foster care system. Commissioners, you've heard this proclamation. I make a motion to approve it as read.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Blubow?
Aye.
Commissioner Wise?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Meitzner?
Aye.
Chairman Beatty?
Aye. And here to accept this proclamation is Rita Strecker, from the Adoption Resource Coordinator from Ember Hope. And I also see that Britt English is here from Ember Hope as well. So, Rita, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you. We're happy to be here on behalf of Ember Hope, and we appreciate your support in our efforts to find adoptive families for every eligible child currently waiting in foster care. We could not do this without you. It truly does take a village, and we thank you for recognizing the importance of our efforts and for joining in our vision of leading the change for a healthy child, family, and community.
That's right. Very good. Okay, Commissioners, any questions? Commissioner Meister.
Thank you. It's a wonderful proclamation, and congratulations. I was able to participate a couple years back when you have the adoption day, 40-ish children, and it was very, very emotional, very moving, and I was glad to be a part of it. And as a parent of two adopted, both of our kids are adopted, and one was in foster care for just a couple of months, and one was adopted at birth. So I respect hugely the foster world that didn't get to experience directly, but indirectly I really appreciate what the foster parent world does and how that ends up with a happy ending most of the time, I think. So I want to give a shout out to my son and daughter that are 30 and 29 right now. So they're living a productive life, and so shout out to them, and happy Adoption Month to everybody.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's good.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Commissioner Howell.
Thank you, Chairman. Just wanted to, say that I think a lot of us have adoption somewhere in our family, and so I want to say, it's always been, in my opinion, a wonderful experience to have adoptions provide a place for these young ones to stay. And I look forward to seeing more adoption, hopefully, in my circle one of these days soon, I'm hoping. But having said that, if someone is interested in opening their home to adoption, again, I would just say, how do they start the process? Where do they go? What's the process? And is money a barrier? I mean, a lot of folks, I think, would look at adoption and saying they can't really afford to go through that process. And so how would you answer that question? So how would they get started, and what would you say about the financial challenges, I guess, of adoption?
Absolutely. We never want money to be a barrier. I mean, obviously, it's necessary for a family to have an income and be able to support their family. However, when you adopt through foster care, unlike doing a private adoption, there is no cost to the family. We do the adoption home assessment for free of charge to the family. DCF provides a stipend to cover legal expenses for the adoption. There is, money is not a barrier, and there is the opportunity for families to receive an adoption subsidy to help, with things like child care expenses. So.
And then how does someone get started if they were interested in getting more information?
They could reach out to Ember Hope and contact me, and I'd be happy to talk with them about the process and what steps they need to take to do that.
Is there a website or a phone number you could share?
They're emberhope.org. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Very good. Yeah. Other questions, comments? Okay, there are, I believe, I'm sorry, the proclamation language isn't in front of me right now, but there were 47 kids in Sedgwick County. These are kids that were awaiting adoptive parents. They're waiting for forever homes.
Yes.
This is where the parental rights have been terminated, and they're awaiting adoptive parents. We are celebrating on the 22nd. How many kids are we? 34 kids, I believe, is what we're celebrating.
37.
Yeah, and with 21 families.
Yes.
We're going to and the judges will be there to sign the documents. It's an incredible National Adoption Day on the 22nd. It's an incredible celebration that Commissioner Meitzer was referencing. Are the 47 kids that's referenced in the proclamation, is that on top of the 30-some that we're celebrating?
Yes, those are kids that currently do not have an adoptive resource. So those are kids we are looking for families for.
You may not have specific data on this, and I think that's okay, but is there a subset of the foster community that is more challenging to find the adoptive resource, and why would that be? I mean, are these babies that we're waiting on adoptive parents, or are these teenagers? Or talk to me about the challenges in finding forever homes for some of ththese children.
Certainly. The majority of our kids that are waiting for an adoptive family are probably, in 12 and older. So we definitely need those families that are willing to accept and work with older children. And of course, they come with their challenges and their trauma. There are classes to take to prepare for that. There are supports, post-adoptive supports, to help families who will step up and take those children, and we want to do all we can to support those families.
Yeah, certainly. Commissioner Wise.
Thank you so much for all that you do. I hope to join you for Adoption Day. I haven't attended that event before, but adoption is very, very close and near and dear to our family. I've got my mom, Julie Samaniego, in the audience today, and she has lived a life of supporting adoption and women who choose adoption and families that look forward to bringing those kids into their home. So I just want to say thank you for what you do and how important your work is in our community.
Very much so. So, well, I echo that. I want to thank you. Obviously, what we're celebrating and talking about today is adoption. I want to thank you for all the work Ember Hope is doing, not only just in the adoptive arena of finding foster kids that are waiting for forever homes, finding these families and connecting these families. Thank you for the work you do, but thank you for the work you're doing in the entire foster care ecosystem. You have a very difficult job, and we're working hard. I know Commissioner House taking the lead in some areas, and you guys have been at the table in some of these areas of trying to bring some real wholesale reforms to the foster care system throughout the state of Kansas, but primarily here in Sedgwick County. So we see you, we honor the work you do, we're celebrating the Adoption Day and the Adoption Month with this proclamation, and just want you to know we got your back. We're going to continue to work for you. Okay?
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's take, if you don't mind, we're going to take 5 minutes. We want to go out and we want to celebrate this proclamation and take some pictures if that's okay. And then Deputy of the Year is going to join us as well. Okay? All right. Give us 5 minutes. Okay, we are back. Thank you for the patience there. That was a wonderful proclamation. The work that Ember Hope is doing there is so valued in this community. They have difficult jobs, so we're there to support them. And then Deputy of the Year is a big deal, so we wanted to take some time and celebrate that. Okay, let's get to moving. Madam Clerk, next item.
Appointments.
Okay, Justin?
Yes, thank you, Chairman Justin Wagner, County Councilor. On appointments, you have three items B, C, and D. Item B is the resignation of KINZIE Kirkland from the Wichita-Sedgwick County Food and Farm Council. Item C is the resignation of Marsha Wells from the Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Advisory Board. Item D is the resignation of Dr. Seth Chowan from the Wichita-Sedgwick County Addiction Intervention Coalition. I know on items B and C, both of those individuals, unfortunately, are moving out of Sedgwick County, which is why they're resigning. You could just take it all in one motion to accept those three resignations.
Okay, really good. And I appreciate you saying that. As you see, items B and C, they're both my district. Not everybody's resigning from my boards. I want to make sure they are moving out of the county, and we have some good replacements that are lined up there. I'm not too hard to deal with, I promise. Okay, any questions or comments? We appreciate everyone that serves in these roles. It's valuable community service, so we appreciate people that serve in these roles. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the resignations in items B, C, and D. Second. Motion and a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Blubow?
Aye.
Commissioner Wise?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Meitzner?
Aye.
Chairman Beatty?
Aye. Okay, moving on. New business. Madam Clerk, next item.
New business, item E, consideration of a $1 million capital contribution to WSU Tech for the Accelerate, Innovate, and Aviate capital campaign.
Okay, Anissa, welcome.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Anissa Red with the Division of Finance. We're here today to talk about an extraordinary opportunity to ensure the continued strength of Sedgwick County's aerospace and advanced manufacturing sectors. The good news is that the demand for skilled workers has never been stronger. WSU Tech has seen its enrollment grow dramatically from 1,200 to nearly 9,000 students. This growth highlights the tremendous interest in high-wage careers right here in our community. However, WSU Tech's vital training hub is reaching a natural limit. The current facilities simply aren't designed to meet the expanded programming that our industry partners are requesting, especially as technology rampantly evolves towards smart manufacturing, robotics, and drones. WSU Tech has a powerful solution: $48 million National Aviation for Training expansion. This is a forward-looking proposal that directly supports our region's technological leadership. The plan includes a new 85,000 square foot modern training center, which will house 12 state-of-the-art dedicated labs and a dedicated professional pilot center. Crucially, this expansion allows WSU Tech to launch new relevant programs and, excitingly, an aviation maintenance technology academy for high schoolers, helping cultivate the next generation of talent early on. The total cost is over $48 million, and WSU Tech has already secured significant grant funding and launched an $8 million philanthropic campaign. Today, WSU Tech is asking Sedgwick County to commit $1 million to the WSU Tech Foundation Accelerate, Innovate, Aviate campaign. The contribution would ensure a consistent, high-quality pipeline of skilled workers, reinforcing the very foundation of our local economy. It helps us maintain our competitive edge by investing in emerging technologies and provides access to cutting-edge training for our residents. As a reflection of this pivotal support, the gift includes prominent naming rights within the new facility. At this time, we respectfully recommend that you consider providing the $1 million investment to the Accelerate, Innovate, Aviate campaign. By investing in this campaign, we help secure the air capital of the world's future. Thank you, and I'm happy to stand for any questions that you may have.
Anissa, thank you so much. We're going to have some questions and comments, some points of clarity before we get into questions and comments. The suggested $1 million contribution, where is those dollars coming from in the Sedgwick County budget?
Yes, those funds are coming from from the EcoDevo fund within the general fund, and there is sufficient investment funds available to make a one-time payment.
Okay, so as we passed the 20, because we're in the 25 budget, we passed a budget that had $1.9 million set aside in economic development fund. How much of those dollars have been used to this point? Is there excess capacity there, or what does that look like in that regard? That's Brent Shelton.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Brent Shelton, your Deputy CFO. We do have $1.8 million in that economic development program within the general fund. So to the extent that we might need to supplement the funds in there, it would be an intra-fund transfer within the general fund.
Okay. Talking about NCAT, Anissa or Brent, could you tell maybe what's the county's history with NCAT? And what, I mean, we're talking about an expansion project here, but the county had a pretty vital role with NCAT historically. Could you maybe shine a light on that and what that looked like?
Certainly. This commission years ago founded NCAT and began to get that project going by providing training opportunities for manufacturing for the aviation sector, and that has grown. We heard a couple of weeks ago from Dr. Utash the growth WSU Tech that's works with hand in hand with NCAT. The numbers, the thousands of students that they have graduated, many of them are first-generation graduates that are taking jobs in this community that otherwise might not be here. So we've had a significant investment over the years in NCAT, and this just kind of allows us to embrace that legacy and embrace the future at the same time.
Okay. Historically, did the county bond fund for the initial NCAT building? Is that how that worked? And what was that investment? Do we have any idea offhand? Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot, Brent, but trying to process this about the county's role with NCAT historically and today and in the future.
We did bond initially some of the investment in NCAT. I think that we have about $3 million remaining that'll pay off in 2028.
Okay. So the county's role as an investment partner in NCAT has a long history?
Yes.
Okay, I have some other questions. I want to open it up. I think that's helpful context in some of the things that we're working through today. So I'll have other questions and comments, but commissioners, any questions, comments from you?
I'll go.
Commissioner Meitzer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And full disclosure is I am the commissioner that represents the commission on the WSU Tech Advisory Board. So I do have the luxury or the privilege of getting updated information over the years, and the migration from traditional four-year schools, colleges, to the whole world of a tech certification and specific has really accelerated the enrollment from adults, and then the high school program, and and of course the collegiate, the post-high school students as well. But it's really it's been a WSU Tech has really done numbers that make most of the rest of the state a little bit jealous of what's going on. And so they get a certificate, these kids and young adults get a certificate to get a job right away. But as a side, I want to make sure I get their language right. But they also get accreditation towards a four-year college if they choose to go on. So a lot of other junior colleges or others want to get you stepped into the four-year college, but they don't pay as well attention. The primary goal, I think, am I saying this right? I'm getting some nods. Okay, so it's the bonus is they get accreditation towards their college, but the primary goal is to get a job, and introduces kids in high school and college kids that maybe never even thought they had a chance to, because they just what they grew up at, they didn't have a chance. And the scholarship programs and everything is just wonderful. it improves that one person at a time, that takes them to a productive part of our society versus what may end up not being productive if they didn't take this opportunity. So it's rewarding. Sometimes it's even emotional for these kids, and so appreciate the county's history in that, and appreciate the county, my colleagues letting me serve on this advisory board. But those are just some numbers. We've actually got some great numbers statewide. I've shared with Commissioner Howell. I will go ahead and get it to so you all can see the numbers of enrollment that's been going on over the last 10 years in the state. We may have a little bit of a state crisis that to pay attention to this, because some of these numbers are not trending in a positive way, although WSU Tech is trending incredibly positive. So there might be a statewide issue that we need to help support or recognize in solving some of this. But I've kind of said a lot more than I had planned to, but that's a little bit of background, and I'm fully supportive of this. Before we vote, I want to make sure that I'm able. I'm not compensated on this board, as none of us are compensated when we serve. But do I need to recuse myself or?
Sure, Commissioner Meister, Justin Wagner, County Councilor, and really, I think your question gets to under state law. If one of you would have what's called a substantial interest, you're not supposed to vote in a contract with some party that you may have a substantial interest in. You have already pointed out you serve as a member from the Board of County Commissioners on the WSU Tech Advisory Board. There's no compensation or pecuniary interest to you from that. Traditionally, under state law, the statutes lay out that if you would be an employee, like a director, like actually making decisions, whereas I understand it, you're just an advisory member. So I'm not seeing anything in this that would prevent you from voting on that under state law.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Howell? Oh, sorry. Okay, Commissioner Howell.
Thank you. I would just, and if you can't answer the question, that's fine. I just was reflecting on our history here as the chairman was talking about this, and I'm wondering, do we know how much financial support Sedgwick County has provided to WSU Tech or WATC since its inception? Do we have any idea right now?
I'd have to get that information.
I didn't think you.
Significant investment.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, right? I'm also aware. Again, I don't know where this is right now, but I believe there is a senator that's proposing a potential statewide sales tax to subsidize community colleges that I believe at 15 or so different counties. Currently, those counties I believe do have ongoing mill levy. I don't know if it's required by state law. To Faith Martin's point, our mill levy support to WSU is statutorial. I mean, there's some either Wichita has to do it or the county took this on behalf of the city of Wichita. It was a slightly larger tax base, but the 1.5 mils to WSU is statutorily required. And I don't know if these other counties are doing this by choice or by mandate. I don't know, but I believe there's a statewide interest, at least a proposal to offset some of that property taxes from those particular counties. Butler County Community College is being supported again by a mill levy from Butler County government. Butler County Commission, I guess, levies a tax for the community college as a subsidy. So this is happening across our state, and I guess we have a history of supporting workforce development. I was kind of on the fence originally on this, thinking I don't like it feels almost like we don't really have much of a choice here. In fact, I believe construction is already going on, if that's correct. Construction is already begun. And do they have a date when they plan on that building being ready for use? Do we know when that will happen? It'll be a while. Does Pete know?
Well, our project manager, Jonna, is in the audience. If I could ask her to come.
I'm just curious when it's planning to be opened, and again, the specific use of this, I understand, is piloting and aviation type of activities.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, Jonna Hart, and I am the project manager on this project. And we are scheduled to open in January of 2027.
Oh, okay. So it's still got a ways to go. And then again, its specific use is all about aviation, I understand.
Aviation, advanced manufacturing to feed aviation pipeline, yes.
So, I think it's a nice fit for the we used to call the we always look at WSU Tech as being, basically workforce development for the aviation companies. And again, being their capital of the world, having a more skill set being created at that site, I think makes a lot of sense. And so, I got to thinking about not just the mill levy funding from other counties. This is a one-time expenditure for us. Would this be expended out in 2025, our current funds? I believe that's correct.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so we have money in the budget that would be used for this. And again, if you look at the math on this, it's about $1.64 for a $100,000 home, one time. And for that, our students here get access to some more opportunities, and their retention rate here, the students that go through these classes, the history there, the retention rate for these students to stay local is very high. Can you reflect on that a little bit, Jonna? Is it?
Yeah. So I don't have exact figures, but I do know our retention. We have exceeded our goals in retention for the last 3 years and continue to increase our retention rates throughout our programs. So taking our students from certificates to those 2-year degrees, and then building those pathways into 4-year if they so choose. So the more that we can build upon that and retain those students, the more that they are likely to stay within the community.
I just know the retention rates for the WSU Tech, the programs that are existing is very high.
Yes.
So I guess I just say all that to say, I was kind of reluctant to want to support this at the front end, but I guess I'm on board now. And I also just recently took the trip to Detroit, and Wayne State University professor that was speaking to us was talking about the return on investment of the education for the people who live there. It is very high. And so I think for the one-time expenditure of $1.64 on a $100,000 house is probably worth it. So I will be supporting this today. I understand Faith's point. That's an ongoing, almost a mandate, and I think there's a subject that needs to be discussed, which is entirely different than this. I think this is a one-time investment, if you will, with a return on the investment for our families here in Sedgwick County. So for that, I'll be supporting. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I can, and Commissioner Howell, I just had a message that 90% remain in the community retention. So thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Blueball.
Thank you, Chairman. Can you better explain to me the matching requirement on the ALOFT grant? I'm reading here on the page. It looks like they gave out several in 23, and just trying to better understand that program.
Certainly, the WSU Tech has secured a $1.5 million ALOFT grant that has a matching requirement. I believe it should be $1.5 million that they are matching.
So we put up so is it 100% match? I mean, how much do we put up versus? I'm just trying to understand the metric there. It says a matching requirement. I'm just trying to understand exact dollar
for the 8%, but Jonna knows it.
Yeah, okay. Jonna can help us.
WSU Tech will be here to.
Thank you. So the ALOFT funding grant was actually secured through the Wichita Airport Authority. Okay. And I believe the total funding that was received was around $2.5 million, and we were required to match 25% of that.
Okay, so this is off the $2.2 million in 23 that was granted to the
Correct.
Airport Authority. So we're getting a portion of that, or the project is getting a portion of it.
Correct. Yeah, that was to fund mostly the airfield pavement itself through the FAA requirements of the Wichita Airport Authority.
Yep. Okay, so the taxiway to get to the facility.
Correct.
Basically.
Yes.
Okay. One other question: what is the closest pilot training we have to Wichita, Kansas? I mean, is it Spartan and Tulsa? Do we have anything else that's close?
I mean, I know that Salina is probably, but yeah, we're the first within the air capital of the world to provide a professionally trained pilot.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Tom?
Chairman, thank you. Just a few items. To Commissioner Howell's question, when we originally bonded this, it was upwards of $40 million. As we talk historically about NCAT, the county commission and the county at the time built NCAT. Without the county, NCAT is not there. So I just want to remind the commission that because of the foresight of the commission at the time in this county, that's how NCAT was built. As Brent mentioned, we have a $3.1 million bond payment that we make every year. It ends in the end of 2028. So if we want to talk about ongoing expense for that, that's part of it. I know we'll talk about mill levy, and that's not the subject here. This is a one-time give. But in the mill levy, which in 2026 will be roughly $12 million to Wichita State, $800,000 of that mill levy goes to WSU Tech from a budgetary perspective. This time around on this one-time ask, what is refreshing in NCAT 2.0 is a huge private sector investment in this. The county, which is the commission has already been mentioned, is part of our theme to support NCAT, to support the job creation and what it does for the kids in this community as far as future. We're being asked for $1 million one time, but there is a lot of private dollars going this time, which did not happen when NCAT was built. The county took on the burden of that. The government took on the burden of building NCAT back in the time. So I wanted to mention that there is ongoing mill levy support for NCAT too within the current mill levy budget. Okay. Any other questions?
No, that's helpful.
Lynn walked into the room. I think our CFO is here, so if there's any other historical questions.
No, that is helpful. The other thing, too, is that as we look at how we're funding some of these things out of the 25 budget and the remaining dollars out of 25 budget, one of the things that I've been proud of some of the capital investments we've been able to make is we've been able to utilize investment income off of some of these things to leverage property tax dollars and leverage products or projects in this community. And so I think that does help to alleviate some of the pressure on the property tax burden, is that we have investment income. The funds, it's fungible. So that's a term that I've used since I've been in county government. But these dollars being injected into the general fund takes pressure off of some of these property tax dollars. So in my view, I see the public benefit. I see the education benefit. I see the need to continue supporting innovative projects through WSU Tech. So I will be in support of it today because it's one-time funding. And there is significant private support that's come. I know Textron was one of the big players that came. Jonah, do you have an idea? Are you able to share what some of the private investment that has come in? I think that is helpful to this conversation. Tom alluded to it. The first time that the county and NCAT worked on a project together, the county bore the bulk of the burden. That's not the case this time.
Yeah, good morning. Courtney Sindall with the WSU Tech Foundation. You are correct. This is the first time that WSU Tech has done a capital campaign and inviting our industry partners to support us in this way. So Textron Aviation was our lead gift with a $2 million gift. Other industry partners include Fidelity Bank has made a lead gift. And then we're in talks with all of the other aviation companies as well.
Okay, that's helpful, Courtney. Appreciate it. Commissioner Blubaugh.
Thank you, Chairman. Tom, I just wanted to clarify what you were saying. We're looking at around a $12 million investment with the mill. It looks like around $800,000 is going to WSU Tech. So that's around 6% of the total spend. They're stating at WSU Tech enrollment around 9,000. Do we know what the enrollment at WSU is?
Oh, I don't.
Courtney, I bet Courtney does. Yeah.
We have traditionally, in the last few years, begun reporting our enrollment together with WSU, and this fall we will serve 25,000 students together.
Okay. So the main campus is still the larger portion, right?
Yeah. So we will actually serve about 10,000 students this academic year.
Okay. Well, you guys are doing great things over there. I really think that WSU Tech, all the different pathways that you're going into, you're really meeting the needs of this community, and I just want to ensure that our investments overall are meeting the needs and getting people to work and most importantly, getting the technical experience that this county needs out there. So appreciate everything you guys are doing to foster that.
Okay. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Any other questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, I'm happy to make a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the capital contribution donation to WSU Tech. Second. A motion and a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Blubaugh.
Aye.
Commissioner Wise.
Aye.
Commissioner Howell.
Aye.
Commissioner Meitzner.
Aye.
Chairman Beatty.
Aye. Okay, thank you, and thank you for being here today. Anissa, thanks for the briefing. Okay, Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Item F, parking lot lease for Douglas Tag Office.
Hey, Tanya.
Morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Tanya Cole, Assistant County Manager. This morning I'm here to talk about Sedgwick County Tag Office. And as you are all aware, on October 14th, the Tag Office consolidated to one mega site. And of course, now they have 6 satellite locations. And so I'm here to talk about a short-term lease that will greatly benefit Tag customers as well as Tag employees. So here is just a couple of images that I'm going to talk about. There is a vacant lot just south of the Tag Office. So the Tag Office, there is the white box, and the vacant lot that I'm referring to is the area in red there. That's about a 50,000 square foot lot. And what we're looking at there is adding some parking there that would bring about 85 stalls to that particular vacant lot. So the terms of the lease agreement for this vacant lot is approximately, we would have a 2-year, not approximately, we would have a 2-year lease for this. It would be about $17,460 per year, or $1,455 monthly. There would be a one-time payment of $31,233.99 for tenant improvement. That would include a 2-inch mill and asphalt patching, seal coating, and pavement. Again, that would mark 85 stalls. We would cover the maintenance of that, and there would just be a small portion of maintenance, and we already do maintenance on the Tag Office. And we would also have the ability to add signage and enforce parking restrictions. This would commence on December 1st of 2025, and we also would have the option to purchase the property at any time during this lease for $260,000. As you know, you have all put in legislative priorities for the Tag Office, and so we kind of wanted to watch that and see if there was any opportunity that we might need this within the 2 years. So we did ask to have that ability to be able to purchase that property at any time during that lease. So that is the bulk of the lease agreement, and I'm happy to answer any questions. I'd also just want to point out that our Deputy County Treasurer, Shannon Stiles, is here as well. If you have any questions for the Tag, for the Deputy Treasurer. And I would recommend approval and also request that the Chairman authorize and sign and approve the lease agreement.
Okay, Tanya, thank you. Shannon, thanks for being here as well. I actually, on a personal level, I appreciate this approach. There was an option to maybe acquire this, but as you had mentioned in your comments, we're waiting to see how this ship lands with Tag Office legislation at the state, and we think it's going to have dramatic impact to what happens with the traffic levels that are happening at Tag offices. I'd also make mention, so I appreciate the lease, the short-term lease, and the dollars I think are really reasonable dollars to be able to provide more parking for staff and for customers that are at the Tag office. The other thing is that we're doing, not just waiting on the state. I think it's important for the public to understand. We're also doing things internally. The satellite offices, I think, have been a big success. I got an update from the county treasurer and deputy county treasurer last week about the program. They're starting with auto dealerships, and several auto dealerships are now approaching the treasurer's office and the Tag office to talk about how they can get a part of this program to where they'll actually do the title work at the dealership and then work on the back end with the Tag office to process the paperwork instead of having their customers come to the Tag office for title work. I think they're trying to get me some data as to what they think the impact would be in the reduction of traffic. I've seen some numbers so far that this could reduce title traffic as low as much as 30 to 35% at the Tag office, which if that's the case, then the real pressures that we're having right now with traffic and lines will be significantly impacted. That and the 5-year personalized plate cycle that we're working on with the state. So all that just to say that I appreciate the approach on a short-term lease to solve a short-term problem while we wait and see how the ecosystem continues to change. So I will be supportive of this. Any questions or comments from the commission?
Chairman, can I say one more thing? I
Please.
cannot remember if I stated this. I just want to say that as far as the funding for this, both the lease and the one-time payment would be paid out of the auto license fund. I can't remember if I stated that, but I want to make sure that I clarified that.
Yeah, it's coming out of the license fund, for sure. Okay. Okay, questions, comments? Good to go? Okay. I will make a motion to authorize and approve the lease agreement for the Douglas Tag Office.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Blubow?
Aye.
Commissioner Wise?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Meitzner?
Aye.
Chairman Beatty?
Aye. Okay, thank you,
Thank you,
Tanya. Thank you, Shannon. Appreciate it. Okay, Madam Clerk, next item.
Item G, selection of voting delegate and alternates for the Kansas Association of Counties 50th Annual Conference and Exhibition.
Okay, Justin Wagner.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Justin Wagner, County Councilor. As you all know, Sedgwick County, along with about 100 other counties, is a member of the Kansas Association of Counties. Every year during their annual conference, which will be hosted by Wichita this year, the Kansas Association of Counties, or KAC, has a legislative platform that's considered and then adopted by the members. The bylaws for the KAC state that each county is supposed to select a delegate, a first alternate, and a second alternate to vote on the KAC legislative platform. The KAC meeting where this will be voted on, it will be at approximately 8:30 a.m. on Wednesday, December 10th. Typically, there's a typical process. I'll mention another alternative in case you, instead of making 4 motions, there might be an interest in making 1 motion. So the typical process is to vote on the delegate, first alternate, second alternate, all one by one. And then at the end of that, a motion to authorize the county clerk's office to submit all those nominations to the KAC. An alternate could be just to have a motion that includes all 3 positions and the delegation of the clerk's office. I mean, I'll defer to you all on how you decide to do that. Sure. The KAC bylaws indicate that the delegates are supposed to be either an elected or an appointed official from each county, so it wouldn't have to be county commissioners. Traditionally, it has been county commissioners for Sedgwick County. With that, I'd stand for any questions.
Okay.
Leave it to you.
Okay, maybe we make Tim Kaufman as a parting gift. We'll let him. There he is. I have a recommendation, and maybe it's more of a request to my colleague from the 5th District. Commissioner Howell has a significant, he's done significant work with Kansas Association of Counties. He's deeply tied into these conversations. He's writing a lot of legislation and working with the counselor's office. He's really, when it comes to legislative matters, Commissioner Howell is really the de facto leader of the commission in some of these things. So I feel very, very kind of know he served in this role, I believe, the last couple of years. I would feel very comfortable. We have not, you and I have not been able to talk about this, so I apologize. But if he was our delegate, our first delegate, I think I would be very comfortable, and that would be the preferred route in my view. Is that something you'd be willing to do?
Actually, Chairman, I'm glad you brought this up. I was hoping that I would be able to compel you all to support me for this role. And again, my intent is to represent the county, not myself, to make sure I have the interests of the county according to our own platform and other priorities represented at the KAC. And by the way, in the last couple of years, I have been able to encourage some discussion regarding some things that frankly would not have come up without our presence there. So I would be very honored to represent Sedgwick County at this if you guys would be willing to support me for that.
I certainly would. Commissioner Meitzner?
Yeah, thank you. We did not have a chance to noodle this around, but I experienced the last couple of years as well, and Commissioner Howell does a wonderful job representing us. I thought traditionally we have had a commissioner, which I would agree with the recommendation. I was wondering on the alternate, and I haven't had a chance to ask him either, but Kelly Arnold seems to always be very in tune with what's going on. If he would accept, I'd like to make or us consider Kelly being a second or even a third alternate. If somebody else wants to be the second, I would totally represent or respect that. But anyway.
Appreciate that.
I was just curious, Chairman, if either one of our Commissioner Wise or Commissioner Blubow have attended in the past. If not, this is a great conference, and this is a great opportunity for us to to network with other counties, and the conversation about legislative priorities has always been a really big part of what KAC does. And so, if they've not been involved in that, I would encourage one of them to step up to that position as well, if that's possible. It's possible.
Okay, Commissioner Wise.
Commissioner Blubaugh and I actually attended last year together, and it was a really great conference. Our first one, obviously, as elected commissioners. What I found is that as we see Sedgwick County lead in a lot of local efforts, we certainly lead in that room as well, and have a lot of experience and entail that we can share and leadership that we can give. So I don't know if Commissioner Blubaugh has any interest. I'm certainly a part of the team and willing to step up and be a backup if needed. But yes, I look forward to the upcoming conference as well, and the conference last year was really great too.
Okay. Well, since Kelly's not here, our county clerk, what would you be willing to serve as the first alternate?
Sure.
Pretty sure Commissioner Howe is going to own up to his, he'll be there. Yeah, I don't know if the first alternate, I don't want you to get your hopes up, but would you be willing to serve as the? Sure. Okay. Well, I think we have a slate. Everybody comfortable with what we just kind of discussed here openly? Okay. Well, then why don't I do this? Why don't I make a motion to approve or to select Commissioner Howe as our voting delegate, Commissioner Wise as the first alternate, and Commissioner Blubaugh as the second alternate, and then authorize the Sedgwick County Clerk's Office to submit Sedgwick County's delegates and alternates to the Kansas Association of Counties. Did you get that motion, Clerk?
Second.
We have a second. Okay. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Blubaugh?
Aye.
Commissioner Wise?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Meitzner?
Aye.
Chairman Beatty?
Aye. And I will be there as well that morning. I'll be giving a welcome address that morning. So we might even talk about the time start. That's a Wednesday morning if we want to push back the time start for the commission meeting, maybe just a little bit. So we'll talk about that. Okay, let's keep moving. Madam Clerk, next item.
Item H, report of the Board of Bids and Contracts regular meeting on November 6, 2025.
There's Joe Thomas.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Joe Thomas, Purchasing Director. I promise this week's report will be anticlimactic compared to last week's 13 items. So the report of the Board of Bids and Contracts of the regular meeting of November 6 has originally had 2 items, and we're going down to 1 item. Our first item is being deferred at this time, and we will bring it back to you in the very near future. So the only item we have as our recommendation is item 2, which is the Orchard Software Corporation Silver Level Support Plan for Health Department. And this recommendation is to accept the quote from Orchard Software Corporation, and it's the amount of $179,822.16, and it's for a contract period that starts January 1st of 2026 and will go through December 31st of 2028. So I'll be happy to try to answer any question you may have about this item and recommend approval.
Okay. Just to be clear, Commissioners, we are deferring item 1. That is the with the adult detention facility. So we're just focusing on item 2. Any questions on item 2? Okay, seeing none, I'll make a motion to approve item 2 of the Board of Bids and Contracts. Second. We have a motion. We have a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Blubaugh?
Aye.
Commissioner Wise?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Meitzner? Chairman Beatty?
Aye. Okay, thank you, Joe. Deferred item 1, passed item 2. Appreciate your help. Okay, Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Consent agenda.
Manager Stoltz.
Good morning again, Chairman and Commission Tom Stoltz, County Manager's Office, recommending approval of consent items I through T this morning.
Okay, Commissioners, we've talked about the consent agenda. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda items A through T.
Second. You say A, you say
I said I. Did I say I? I meant I.
clarification. I through T.
To clarify my motion, it's consent agenda items I through T. And we have a second on that motion. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Blubaugh?
Aye.
Commissioner Wise?
Aye.
Commissioner Howell?
Aye.
Commissioner Meitzner? Chairman Beatty?
Aye. Thank you. Next item, please.
Federal grants discussion.
We have no federal grants discussion. We might have a breakthrough on the federal level, it sounds like, maybe today. I don't know. Don't hold your breath. Next item, please.
Committee reports.
Any committee reports you'd like to share with the public? Okay, seeing none. Next item.
Other.
Anything under other? Commissioner Meitzner.
unless anybody else that can chime in, I just want to extend appreciation to all the commissioners and the public. I think yesterday, Veterans Day, was really a nice celebration. Good weather. I attended a couple of things. I joined Commissioner Stephanie joined me out at Bombardier for a really wonderful appreciation of their employees that are veterans.
Cool.
I think Commissioner Howell attended some stuff, and I know Commissioner Blubaugh did. Anyway, it was really good for us all to be out celebrating the veterans in our community. And of course, we have one veteran that's on our commission, Commissioner Howell. So again, recognition of your service for Veterans Day. That's all.
Yeah, Commissioner Howell.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Commissioner Meitzner, for that. I did go to a number of things yesterday. It's always a big day to be a veteran on Veterans Day, and I receive a lot of thanks from a lot of folks. I just want to say it's very humbling and appreciate the recognition. But I also just want to say, thank you to so many veterans that are out there that I hope they do feel appreciated. It was a couple of things that happened yesterday, which I thought were really kind of noteworthy. One of those was Commissioner David Dennis, Colonel David Dennis, and I, actually both of us, recorded a testimony about our veterans experience with the Library of Congress.
Oh.
And it was I know you all think I talk a long time. They actually encouraged it this time. They didn't want to cut me off in 5 minutes. They wanted me to just talk until I basically ran out of stories, apparently. So it was a bit of a time there. It was an interview, but I think my testimony was about 45 minutes long. I don't know how long David Dennis's was, but to talk about our experiences in the military, it was just a great reflection, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out. I don't know exactly what they do with all that video, but apparently they've been doing this for a long time and collecting the testimony, especially of World War II veterans. And there was one gentleman there, 98 years old, was wrapping up when I walked in, and just a kind of a humbling experience to have the chance to do that. Last night, the county sponsored a table at the Honoring Veterans event at the PBS Kansas. And I, walked in. I go to a lot of events, and I'm always anxious to get home. But last night, I didn't get home till after 10 o'clock. I didn't even drive home till after 10 o'clock. It was one of the best events I think I've ever attended. The people in this community, the stories of people in this community that are doing amazing things for veterans and veterans that are involved in continuing service of this community is just incredible. I don't know how to express the feeling you have when you see what great things are going on in Sedgwick County. And so to be there and experience that was just a very humbling and very moving experience. So thank you for Sedgwick County for sponsoring a table and showing honor to veterans. That was very important to me, and I just want to say thank you for that. And with that, thank you to my colleagues for your kind words. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Appreciate you, Commissioner. Okay. Anything else under other? I would say that one comment, and we did some awards today, but one award that didn't come up is that our finance department took home some hardware. We have a finance department that has taken home a lot of hardware here and had a lot of success over the last few years. The Kansas Government Finance Officers Association had their big convention. I believe it was this last week, and they honored some people that work here at Sedgwick County in our finance. Deputy CFO Brent Shelton was given the Lifetime Achievement Award, which is a big deal. I tell people all the time, I think we're going to build a statue of Brent Shelton one day here at Sedgwick County for all that he's done in his work, and it'll look just like Pete, yeah. But it's not, what's really, I hope, fulfilling is it's not just us at the commission and the CFO and the manager's office and your colleagues that are recognizing Brent's achievement. It's an entire association, and not just any award, but the Lifetime Achievement Award. That's a big deal. So, Brent, congratulations to that. There were other awards. Lori and Showalter Ari, our budget administrator, our budget director, she received an award, as did Lee McCrae also got an award and it was an innovation award. And a lot of that was because of the budget tool that they had developed. So, taking home the hardware in finance. So, this is a big deal. And again, I think that we talk a lot about how comfortable we are with the finance department here and what it does to make sure that we are being good stewards over public resources. But to know that other organizations are now taking notice of these individuals and what we do, I think is really, really telling. So I wanted to make a comment during other to make sure that we honored the people in finance and congratulate them for the awards that they got. Okay, anything else under other? Okay, Madam Clerk, next item.
Executive session.
We do have an executive session today. Commissioner Meitzner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that the Board of County Commissioners recess into executive session for 20 minutes until 10:45 to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel, and that the Board of County Commissioners return to this room from executive session at 10:45.
Okay, that's a motion. I'll make a second. Madam Clerk, please call a roll.
Commissioner Bubba?
Aye.
Commissioner Wise?
Aye.
Commissioner
Aye.
Howell? Sorry. Commissioner Meitzner?
Aye.
Chairman Beatty?
Aye. Okay, we'll be back in this room, 10:45. Okay, we are back from executive session. There was no binding action taken today in executive session. Anything else need to come before the commission? Okay, seeing none. Time is 10:45. We are adjourned. Have a great day.